I run a roller skating for beginners Facebook group, and there are a few common mistakes that pop up over and over, so I thought I'd cover them in this video. First mistake is going to cover crossovers. Now, crossovers require you to lift your feet, and this one on the outside has to go over the one that's in the circle here, like this. It's almost like you're dropping down onto that foot. It takes a little bit of bravery to do it. And what I see a lot of skaters do is they will lean out of the circle. So this shoulder straight away goes here. So if I'm going around my circle and this shoulder's here, it makes it really hard to get this foot over because you're holding this hip back. Rather than being here, you're too square and you're almost out of your circle, and it makes it really hard to get the foot over because you're not here. So one way to build your confidence with this is to just feel that position. 2 feet, and I'm going to lean into my circle here. And then I'm going to go into the stagger. So then I've got my position with my right foot is in front, and I'm going to release the weight on here so I'm on that foot. Stagger, release this back foot, then I'm on it. Then you haven't got that scary drop feeling. And your arms, you notice my arms don't move, they're on my circle the whole time. Really important. Our second mistake is to do with heel-toe manual, and this applies static and rolling. So lots of new skaters I see try and do this in a very wide stance here. Now this is hard for 2 reasons. First of all, it's really hard to hold it here. I mean, you have to have legs of steel, but also it's very hard because of your legs are wide and then you're going up and your center of balance shifts really quickly. So the best way to do this is with soft legs, soft knees, always soft knees, and to do it in a very small stagger because then your weight is still more underneath you, and to think of it as a roll up. So it's a gradual shift of weight. So if I'm close like this, I can do it as a gradual roll up and it's less jarring there. So I'm slowly releasing the weight of my toe and my heel to just get me up. It's important to keep a soft knee because any wobbles, that soft knee is going to really help you hold it. Rolling up. So it's best if you do this. I'm turning towards you, but you really want to keep nice and square when you do this. And that keeps your shoulders, your hips, everything in line, and it will make it a lot easier. Don't go too wide. So the next mistake comes from backwards skating. So you can do a skill forward, say for instance, you're going to do heel-toe manual backwards, or you're going to do the strut and you're going to roll backwards. Now, any skill that you need to be square for becomes much more difficult when you do it backwards. Because if you're at a rink, what do you have to do? You have to look where you're going, which does this. And then you're twisting. So anything you try and do that needs you to be square, it's going to pull you. And it's going to open this hip and you're going to pull and you're going to find it really, really hard. Right, so what do? I'm here, I'm doing my heel manual, I'm going to turn. So you can't let the hip open. So my hips are going to stay square, even though I'm looking behind me. And this is quite the skill because I'm always saying to you, shoulders turn hips, hips turn foot. And now I'm saying, hold the hip close. And it's actually really hard. And it's hopefully fighting against what is your natural instinct, especially like things like the strut. I'm here and then I'm going to look, but I'm going to keep my hip close. If I open my hip, it's going to make it very, very hard to control my feet. So there are a few skills like this that it's very important that you keep those hips square so you don't trip over yourself. So this is causing you problems. A nice way to check is to actually put your hands on your hip, and you can use your thumb to just regulate that hip so it doesn't open as you turn. There, so I'm applying pressure here on this thumb, so this hip reminds me not to let the hip follow. I'm not doing that, I'm doing that. As I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of these mistakes come from my Facebook group, and we've built a really nice community, so it'll be great to see you there. I'm Katie, but she's Skatie, and I'll see you next time. Bye!